Hey guys, welcome to Kipoerneke's Corner. It looks like that didn't quite take. There it goes. Alright, the screen took a whole second, but it made it through. Alright, very good. I'm over in EverQuest 2 on the Origin server at the moment. Let's see, just kind of checking to see who's been on today. And then we'll check on, yeah, okay, alright, excellent. So it looks like I was here outside of the guild house the last time I logged out. It looks like I needed to probably dump some stuff into the depot. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know, I may have already been in here once, but I'm assuming not because I'm standing here facing the door. And I still seem to have some lure and legend stuff in my bag. So we're gonna come over here and dump some stuff into the harvesting depot. And then into the scroll depot. I don't know if I have anything, but we'll see. Doesn't look like anything went in from that. We got the collectible depot. We'll deposit everything, and then we're gonna hide unusable and just take out the stuff that I will be able to use if I want to. I'm not going to do any of it yet. I'm going to leave the Lord of the Behemoth in there. So, yes, like so. And then we've got, what else? Lore and Legend Depot over here. Let's deposit all. We'll hide unusable. Looks like I have everything that's in there, so no need to mess with that. Got an ammo depot, house item depot. I don't think I have any house items, but let's just try to throw stuff in. Who knows? I didn't pay enough attention to know if things actually went in or not. But there we are. Not too shabby. Let's sort the old bags here. And then I suppose we should go out and probably put all this stuff into the bank. Because there's honestly no reason to be carrying any of it around. We can just stack it up and have it there when we need to turn in things. When and if. Okay, that looks fine. Let's pop out of here and see what we've got going outside. Alright, logged this out right there. You'll notice I was facing the door. You know what else is interesting? This innkeeper is standing right here. And I think the innkeeper should be standing right here. Does that make sense? I feel that it does. Okay, so out we go, and across the way over to the bank. We're in Willowwood right now. Now, there's also a guild bank.
Get a loan with livestock collateral.
But I just want the regular bank, and I'm just going to auto bank. So these things stack up wherever I have them already stored in here. And that will make life easier in the future. So throw it in here, and then we will be able to clear these bags a little bit more. Let's sort them out. Got them. Okay, wonderful. Just wonderful. A little bit over 2 bags cleared, and I don't have any particular things in mind, so I think I'm going to check this, and we're going to go sort by level. Now, this is the Windrush Dagger. That's a dropped item that was in my bags, and I don't know if I still have it, or if surely I didn't delete it because it wasn't working. So you know what? It's not called a Windrush Dagger in your bags. It's called it's called some kind of dagger, like a strange dagger or something like that. A stylized, that's it. That's the one right there. So this item appears to be broken. Okay. Bank bag 2, slot 1. Alright. Now, I was supposed to look at the stylized dagger, and then it should have updated. But it didn't. So, bank 2 is right here, and slot 1 is right here. So, there we are. Let's examine it. Hey! Maybe. No, I think it got this far before. I think I got a little too excited, a little too quickly there. It says this dagger has a rather intricate design. The handle is slightly curved to fit the hand perfectly, preventing it from slipping when held. The blade has a number of intentional holes cut off it. When you swing the blade around, the air rushing through the holes makes a loud whooshing sound. Attach the opal. You add the opal to the center of the blade. Due to the extra weight, when you wave the blade around now, the air rushes through it with an even more forceful sound. Your enemies will definitely hear their death coming the moment before they've been struck down. And then our only option is to put the wind rush dagger away. Now, what you will observe from that is that this quest did not update. It should have updated right then, and it didn't. And I found that at the time that I got this, a lot of the dropped items in Common Lands were not updating to the next step. I don't know what the reason for that is. All I know is that it was true at the time. Also, Vital Naren's brother was not where he should have been. So, it seems like that quest either is not fixed, or I would have to delete it and restart it in order to get the fixed version. I'm not sure. Either way, not something I could deal with. I deleted the one for Vital Naren's brother because it just was never. I was never able to find the body. It should have been in Fallen Gate, and it wasn't there. So, alas, alack, couldn't do it. The Witch's Key is the one for Cauldron's Hollow. And I'm not going to do that right now. We've got Clarence Ring here. I need to start causing a distraction for the number of the nearest dock hands to start off with. That's a nice, easy one to do, and so maybe I should go start on that. We've also got a Farsi special contract that ends up taking us to Thundering Steps as well. I think what I'll do is I will call using this glowing azure shard. That's going to take me over to Split Pod Den. I can jump right out of Split Pod Den into Thundering Steps. And from there, I can fly wherever I want to go. I think I'll do the Southeast Tower, and then I'll head toward the Antonica station. And that way I can jump off. Well, maybe I won't. I gotta think about it, because I do need the Warlock Orbs, and they're down near the ruins of Arsoon, so maybe I go to the Southeast Tower, but I don't jump off. I just go kill Warlock Orbs, and then go toward the docks. So we want to go to the Thundering Steps first. Alright, now that takes us straight over to here. And I'm going to go over to the Griffin Towers, or Griffin Station. It looks like I do have some health totems and power totems in my bags. Well, no, maybe I don't have the power totems. Let's see the totem of the Dagger. There we are. Totem of the Bat. Those are the power totems for level 30. Very much behind in what I'm carrying on my person for health and power totems. That's okay. I should update that at some point. It's not a big issue right now because I'm very low, in a very low level area. So it's irrelevant, right? Okay, then let's see here. Just a second. Okay, we got it. Romer says, CT, Cosmic Tool, not at the moment. Thanks. So they're looking for somebody to go to Cosmic Tool. It makes sense because it's the right level for where I'm at. But I'm not really interested in doing that at this time. I don't have enough time to devote to it. He says, good, maybe another time. And I will say, absolutely. Yeah, when I have a little bit more time to put into it, then I may go to Cosmic Tool. Right now I feel like I've got maybe 40 minutes before I'll need the log, so... Okay, now we've got these spirited orbs right here. I'm going to check and see exactly what my quest says. Farsi's requisition. I need to collect 18 globs of ectoplasm from the Warlock Orbs in the Thundering Steps. Well, we got spirited orbs right here. And I don't think that we got any kind of an update for that. I'm gonna make sure. I'm trying to remember now. I didn't see anything about not getting an update or anything of that nature. So perhaps they're actually called Warlock Orbs as opposed to Spirit Orbs. I was thinking of these guys. Let me see. Where else would there be Warlock Orbs specifically? Let's head down this way and see if any of these are called Warlock Orbs as opposed to Spirited Ones. So we've got plenty of Spirited Ones. Alright, there's a Warlock, and there's quite a few Warlocks over here. Let's go ahead and grab those. However, it's definitely not going to be 18 of them, so this will take a few spawns of these in order to get enough, probably. I don't know. We'll have to do a bit of running around. And I also wonder if I have anything to do in the Ruins of Arsoon, since it's right here as well. Let's sort by current zone. And then get in the next fight, and then look for Ruins of Arsoon here. Doesn't look like it because it would have been up there. Was kind of checking in the unknowns. I don't see anything that that looks like Ruins of Arsoon specific. So, suppose not. Alright. Warlock Orbs it is then. And in between, or not in between exactly, but after I finish these, I suppose I will go to head toward the docks. Wondered if there was anything else that I needed to do here. I don't think that there is. Let's check the old journal again for just this area. But first, let's get in a fight with this Warlock Orb. Alright, this is the only thing showing. Went ahead and gave it a check mark to make that a little bit easier. Let's uncheck mark all those Nick Castle things. Alright, I don't see any more Warlock Orbs that direction, so let's come over here where we know there are some. Hey, Take Babe, how you doing? I see, Pentelway says, what class are you? I'm a swashbuckler, level 48 swashbuckler at the moment. Okay. We have 7 out of 18 of them. They seem to be 1-for-1 updating. None of that random stuff going on today, which is cool. Pentelway says, ooh. Yes. Ooh, it is. I'll warn you, I'm not great at the swashbucklers. If you're looking for tips, man, you may be going the wrong direction. But I'm you know, I can struggle along. Pentelway says, I have a swashbuckler, but the Shadow Knight is my main. I see. Are you playing on Origins? Or is that on live? Or what's your main server? I have I've tried most of the classes at one point or another. I don't know that I have a Shadow Knight. I'm not sure of that. I might, but I can't remember one. I don't love the evil side because they tend to be more difficult for me to navigate, particularly Freeport. So it's certainly not my favorite side of the board to be on, right? But I've done quite a few of the classes, most of the subclasses I've played. Bergram has logged in. I'm going to say hello to him. And Pendleway says, I don't know. live, I guess. I'm free to play if that matters. If you're free to play, then you pretty much got to be on live. In which case, it's a little bit different than on Origins. Origins is set during the time period that it was at in around 2007 at the moment. I think on this server, Rise of Kunark just recently came out. We're out of Warlock Orbs to have at the moment. We only have 4 more to get. And I feel like it won't take too long before we have some more spawns. So, we may as well just come and gather some rocks while I wait. I didn't see Paul Ogren's quest, and I don't think that I'm on it right now. I tried looking for it the other day in my journal and it wasn't there, but I also went to the Isle of Mara and wasn't able to pick it up. So I don't think it's either I've already done the steps that I can do, which is a high possibility, or it's not in game yet. I just realized I can just come and check the journal, and I don't remember which part it shows up in. So I'm just gonna look at all the ones like this, like I opened up signature quests, prestige, hallmark. Let's see, what else might it be under? I'm pretty sure it's not under trade skill. You would think it would be, but it's gathering. It's not trade skilling, right? And I really think that's the only options of the things that I've done, indicating that it's not here. And I don't know exactly when the Gathering Obsession came into play. It actually, no, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna even wager a guess on it. But it would be cool to have around now while I'm not gathering anymore. Oh, interesting. Gargum says, new questline in Antonica. Which one? And where? Go ahead and invite Gargum to the group, even though I won't be in for very long and I doubt we'll do anything. He says that lady who stands by the rocks, she was there before we were playing. Lady that stands by the rocks. I wonder if he's talking about the Knoll stuff. Questline with Knolls. I'm gonna ask involving Knolls. Might be. Oh yes, she says by the Knoll cave with the scarecrows. Yes. That must be the one he's talking about. Alright. Running low on rocks right about now. I'm on Warlock Orbs. The good part about the Warlock Orbs is that in addition to having track, they're also fairly visible on screen as well. Gargrim says, yeah, and you kill various Knoll leaders by the end of it. Get trinkets and other quests. Yes, I know exactly which one we're talking about. So that's neat. I wonder if that was after... Well, I don't know. Let's see. I wonder when that came into play. Maybe when Rise of Kunark came out. Not sure. I haven't really been to Antonica much. There's the Spirit Orbs on track. But I haven't been to Antonica much since I've been playing the last week or so. So I wonder if the city quests are available. I'm not sure if they would be on here yet or not. Now these guys, if you continue to kill them, these skeletal veterans and whatnot in this group, then you'll spawn the Bloodless Commander, I think he's called. And that's fun. There's a lot of skeletons in his group, all of those guys, plus of course him. And so that's always fun at a lower level to do. Of course, at this level, not so much fun, but, you know, killing great guys, whatever. But if you're around the level of this area, which that skeletal veteran is a level 28 triple arrow up, so you know, want to be at least level 28 to be soloing these guys. Well, with much chance of success. Depending on what class you're playing, obviously, and how upgraded your spells are, etc. But yeah. There's a Warlock Orb up. Yay. Getting there. So I only need 4 more counting this one. And if this one spawns, that means the others aren't too far behind. I do appreciate that it's updating every kill instead of having to have a chance to getting it and getting it every 3 or 4 kills, because that would be much, much longer. With one Warlock Orb on track. But I'm going to come and gather these roots and stones, and then I'll go back and get the Warlocks that we popped. Take Peep says doing a match run. Nice. Yeah, sort of. I was not exactly doing that. I was trying to kill these Warlocks, but you know what? I was over here waiting on Warlock Orbs to pop anyway, so I may as well gather while I wait, right? Plus, I'm sure that the guildmates will appreciate having the extra, you know, rocks and roots. It's always helpful. Take Cape says 2 courage, 1 stone. Exactly. You get it. Alright. This should be the last of what I need here. And get this one more. If I was really trying to harvest, I would definitely switch into my harvesting tools. But as it is, I'm not going to be doing it long enough to even, you know, to even bother with it. So we're finished. We're finished that. Now we have to speak to Taskmaster Dizeron on the docks in Nektulos Forest. As I mentioned earlier, I don't think that I have anything else that I need to do in this zone. I think I can go ahead and evac, and I think that'll take me to the docks, hopefully. If it doesn't, no big deal. We'll be close to a Griffin Tower anyway. And while I'm in this area, there's a shiny that spawns over here, and I do like a shiny, so I'm going to go and try to find it. Gargum says I'm planning on clearing some journal space with old quests, so that's a valid thing to do. I need to do that at some point. I only have room for 2 more quests right now. And those would fill up very quickly if I went to actually start doing something, so it would be nice to have at least 10 clear, but I'm in no danger of that. So here we have the shiny that I intended to grab. And then we'll head on back. toward Nektulos Forest. When we get there, in addition to turning in the Taskmaster quest, which the Taskmaster seems to be hanging out under the docks for the most part, you have to pop him up by hailing him down under the water. But anyway, we'll do him, and then we'll go and try to kill some of these Nereus pirates that I need. But first, let's stop in with the mender, because maybe I need to mend. Probably I do. I do, in fact, after my time in Neck Castle. Mending is grand. So here we have it. Neck Forest. Take Pape says, watching you play this brings me down memory lane. Yeah. It's interesting because there's so very many. Oh hey, he's not under the docks this time. Cool. So very many quests at this stage of the game that are, either soloable. Well, I mean, they're fairly soloable at level. Some of them still aren't, but you don't have to go to 20 dungeons of the same kind over and over again in order to get your updates. And you have a more interesting quest lines, I think, at this level, or at this time period in the game. So Taskmaster Dizeron says, "Wild, you continue to astound me. You're one of the greatest inquisitors I've ever worked with. Have you ever thought of getting a position with us at the Farseas Trading Company? Listen, I have a very, very special contract that I was saving for someone else, but..." And I say, "But I can do the job, right? Hand it over." He says, yes, you're definitely the best suited person for this dangerous task. I have full confidence in your abilities. You're probably the bravest soul who's ever... Enough of this sweet talk. I'll do the job. So we'll accept the Inquisitor Vest, and then accept this Farseas Requisition Special Contract Number NF112-A. It's a level 30 quest. He says, "Oh, very well then. Here is the requisition form. As it has been in the past, fulfill the contract and you get paid. Wind up being turned into a corpse? Well, no one's going to bother to come looking for you. I expect you will have this on time. Talk with you. I say, I like you better when you're not pretending." Alright. So, what it says we need is 4 gauntlets from the Relosian Ghosts and Thundering Steps, 12 exceptionally pungent roots from the Rancid Roots in Nektulos, signs of poachers around the Soul Leader Falls in Nektulos, and signs of poachers around Death's Maw in Nektulos. And then signs of poachers around Blackwater Lake in Nektulos, and signs of poachers around Headstone Walkway in Nektulos. So quite a bit of running around there. We also have Claren's Ring here in not Thundering Steps. This is that other place. Nektulos Forest, that's the one. Alright, we need some dock hands. Let's come get them. I don't know that there will be enough up to finish what I need. We need a total of 3 more. That was 9 out of 12. And so maybe we will be able to get it, because it looks like we're going to have at least 11 out of 12, right? It's promising. Let's check here. We type in dock. Yes, we do. Excellent. We do have a name on the track. It's going to be right behind me. Watch. It sure is. Alright. That's the way it goes. I use track, and it's something to be just right there within my view. Alright, it says, now you need to mix the poison and the acid together. When you do that, run for the hidden beach path and break open the vial. The hidden beach path, huh? Well, let's see about mixing this together. Do I actually have something to mix together, or is that just something it's telling me here? Trying to see if I have anything. I don't have anything new in my bags. Run for the hidden beach path and break open the vial. Let's see here. Where is the hidden beach path, we wonder? Not sure. We don't need very stock cans, that's for certain. Let's get rid of them. I assume it's not talking about the path that goes between, you know, the main portion of Nektulos and the beach, because that doesn't really make any sense, right? So, oh, we've got a shiny over here. Nice, nice. Always grand to pick up shinies. Ah, Gargrim says, do harvestables show up in track? No. He says, or is that a separate track? Separate track on live. I doubt that we'll be able to get it on here anytime soon. Bit of Flotsam hanging out over here. I think it's in the crafting AA, as I recall. Nothing doing on that side. Now there is the path that leads to Calthus Hollow. Is that hidden? I don't really think so. You can call it hidden. I see that we have another quest over here, though. Let's check this out.
Well met.
She says, I see the changes in you, and I'm pleased. I see the realization of hate on your face as clearly as I see the ground. And I say, thank you, mistress. She says, you've earned the right to attempt my final task for you. I warn you, this will not be easy. Pathetic though the elves may be, they are tricky and have received some training. When you wiped out the Canosian scouts, their leader declared blood feud upon you. Blood feud is traditionally reserved for dark elves, but this leader has taken the right for himself. You must go face him and teach him what blood feud really means. I say, I will be pleased to add his head to your collection. And so accept that quest, and she says, go, my young pupil. His death makes you stronger. And I say, I will return with his head. Alright, that's all fine and well. What now? Where was I going? I was going just this way to try to find the hidden beach path. Maybe we are talking about right here. I'm not sure. Surely not, though. It's not really much of a... First of all, it's not really very much hidden. And second of all, I wouldn't necessarily call it a beach path. But what do I know? And then there's also the one that goes between here and the rest of Nektulos, as I've mentioned. Does that make sense for it to be one of those? Not really. It's again, we sort of have a ramp into it, right? I don't really know why we have these wooden pieces here. Like it's like a land bridge. For reasons unknown. That was apparently the hidden beach path. Now I have to face Captain Underwood. Where is Captain Underwood going? Is he going to be at the other end of this path, or perhaps at the beginning of this path? We shall see. We're going to go to the end of this path first. Oh. Farron's Ring says, now is your chance to get that black sapphire they took from me. They hid it in one of the rare harvestable stones around the forest. Well, that's fine. I think, you know, if I go over to Mars Ascent, they'll have plenty of stuff like that over there, but I don't really need to, because I've got to go various places, for the Parsi's requisition here anyway. Looks like Death's Maw and Blackwater Lake and Headstone Walkway. So probably on the way I'll find some rocks and stones to harvest. And I'll definitely run out of time before that happens tonight. Scout Captain Underwood as we look for the kill. North of the entrance to the Common Lands. Okay, that makes it easy. entrance to the common lands is down here. So north of there, and it's a little bit vague because there's a whole lot of north of there, right? But I assume it means just kind of a little bit north of there, right? Does that make sense? I feel like it does. I wonder if it gives more instructions that I missed. Okay, at the Kenosian camp, north of the entrance to the common lands. That's an interesting thing to say. And we're looking for Scout Captain Underwood, so I'm going to sort my sorry, I can't think of the name of it. Track window, that's the one. Got there. So that hopefully this guy will show up at the top and be a little bit easier to find. At least I think I actually don't have it sorted properly. Hold on. Let's try that again. There we go. That's more like it. I haven't seen anything that I needed to gather along the way. It's interesting that it said that surely it didn't say Kenosian camp, but I thought that it did. It did in fact find Scout Captain Underwood, Kenosian camp, north of the entrance to the commons. And that should be, I mean, right now, if you look on the map, we are north, but I wonder if it's going to be on the other side. I don't remember any Kenosians over there, but maybe. Let's go check. I see spiders and toadstools. Paddlefoot can be up over here on this side of the water as well. He's a named beaver. I questioned myself for one moment rather. Was it a beaver, I said to myself, but yes. It is a beaver. I'm not that crazy, at least, maybe a little. No luck on him yet. Gergrum says, I got 2 steel cluster while knocking out the journeyman service. Nice. Dragoon's race is up. Alright, I could go ahead and just mouse over these things. Ah, there's where Paddlefoot would be if he was up. I'll try to see if I can find first of all, a Kenosian camp north of... Hold on. No, it is in Nektulos Forest. I was thinking, well, maybe it's in... Nah, that wouldn't make sense anyway. Captain of the Kenosian scouts that I killed, meaning that I killed these guys before. What if I just type in Kenosian? Let's see. Maybe if they're called Kenosian scouts, right? A Kenosian. It doesn't. Yes, okay, I think so. I think it might say Kenosian scouts. So let's try just type in Kenos or just QEY anyway. And that way, if we see any of them, then it'll be the, no, hold on. We got Kitty Valencia here. I'm distracting myself. I just realized there are definitely some Kenosians around this area here. A little bit further this way, I think there's a shiny. And a cracked troll fragment there. But I think they're over here. Yes, high elves. Yes, this is looking very promising. We got a wood elf scout there. Question is, where will this scout fella be? Vanquisher Sharhan, that's not going to help. No, there we are. Getting attacked by it. That does make it simpler, doesn't it? Scout Captain Underwood has met his demise. Now I need to go speak with Jada. She's over at the docks area as before. But first, we need to go to Blackwater Lake. Now I think Blackwater Lake is up here. I want to say it's this one. It is this one. Excellent. So we'll head toward that. What else do we need? Soul Eater Falls. Okay, that's going to be up there as well, up that direction. And, Death's Maw. I can't recall right now where Death's Maw is. Headstone Walkway. It's to the north, as I recall. And that could be wrong now that I think about it. I might be wrong on that. I think Headstone Walkway could be one of the locations that you need to go to for the journeyman boost. The journey is half the fun. Can't recall for certain, but I think it's possible that that's the case. We have an even Tidestone. Let's grab that. Now these spires are active, so you can go jumping around from one place to another. So we could go to Thundering Steps from here, if we wanted to, very quickly. We need more roots from here. For sure. Not finding any quest items pretty commonly. $11.57, so I won't have too much longer here. But I'm just gonna try to make it over to Blackwater Lake, get that update, and harvest anything on the way that I see that'll be helpful to me. Got another even Tidestone over here. Might as well grab it. And then some more roots there, which would be nice. Still not finding what I'm looking for. Alright, this way, I think I'll have to get up there. And then up and over to Blackwater Lake. This is also, I believe, where you find a dagger at the edge of the water for one of the quests, I think. Okay, did we get our update here? Looks like it to me. Very good. Now, I also have my evac back, so I will use the evac. I think that the evac takes me to the near the Common Lands entrance in Nektulos Forest. Yes, it does. So I'll have to fly from here, and I'm just going to go over to the docks, because that will not only position me to go somewhere else next time I log in easily, but also I have that quest to turn in with, I think her name is Jara or something like that over there. So, we'll go ahead and get over there. Jada, that's the one.
Hello.
So I'll go over there and I'll go ahead and turn in with Jada, and then I'll be logging out for the night, I think. It was a pretty short stream tonight, I know, but I've been trying to start getting ready for bed by midnight as much as possible, or at least get off the computer by midnight and start making movements toward that effect. So hopefully I can, stick within that range, and that helps me get to sleep by around 2 in the morning, which is for me a fairly decent time to get there. See the blinking book on my map? That's where Jada is. Maybe call her Jada. I'm not sure. Could be Jaida, I suppose, for that matter. Alright, we're almost over to the docks area, so can get ready to jump. Make my run a little bit shorter. Good part about a scout is you've got safe fall, and so you normally don't get hurt whenever you jump from, almost any height. That's available around this level anyway. Alright, so Jada says,
Hello.
Not a scratch on you. I am quite impressed. Not only have you earned this reward, but you've also earned the right to speak with Sin. I wish you luck and offer you this word of warning. Sin is powerful and not to be trifled with. Whatever your motivation for attempting these trials, know that he does not care for your life and will kill you if you show any weakness. You can find Sin far to the northeast at Namar's Ascent. I'm going to say thank you for the warning, mistress. And then we're going to accept this bracelet of the blood cube there. Very nice. Excellent, in fact. And we've finished another quest. We haven't finished the entire line because there's more, obviously, at Namar's Ascent. But we've gotten a long ways in this quest. Let's see how many I've finished in Nektulos Forest so far. Okay, I've only done 56 quests in Nektulos Forest at the moment, so probably, I can't remember exactly how many there are in Nektulos Forest. But I feel like there are a good number more. Now, some of those are going to be dropped quests, and some of them are going to be ones that you can help people for. But I think that I am moving along through them pretty well. There's not too many more, but there are some more. I may already have, I've got like, what, 2 more active in my journal at the moment. So, regardless, I am going to go ahead and call it for the night. It was a pleasure streaming with all of you, as always. And if you're not following me, be sure to follow me so that you can turn on notifications and see the next time that I go live. Also, don't forget to check out the Discord. I'll try to put some updates on there now and then that, maybe if I'm not able to get into the game or something like that, I may jump into there and leave a note. I'm not sure. Trying to decide exactly what I need to do with it. But for now, just come in and say hi. And I'll try to get back with you as soon as possible. Hopefully I will be streaming some more tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow's Monday. I should be probably during the daytime, I would imagine. So hopefully I will see you all then. Everybody